Hi guys, and welcome back to Car Focus. Now I've been a bit, a bit elusive lately. I haven't really made any videos for well over a month. Yeah, that's just how it's been. I've just honestly not had any motivation to make any videos. This video is going to kind of touch on part of why I haven't done so. But anyway, first of all, before we get started into this video, we're going to be talking about Ford and what I think of Ford at the moment and what I think of Ford going forwards. But yesterday I hosted my own car meet at Caffeine and Machine. I set this up a month or so ago, a couple of months ago, and I wanted to kind of have a low-key kind of car meet, and I thought Caffeine and Machine would be a good place to do it, and I decided to do it on a Thursday, kind of testing the water, because I know on a Thursday it wouldn't get ridiculously busy, and you don't need to book the venue on a Thursday either. So I kind of put the feelers out there on Instagram. I didn't make a video on here because I didn't want it to get too busy, like I say. I just wanted to kind of see how it would go initially before we move forward. So I actually linked up with FJRS, and together we sorted this venue out. So they produced a few flyers, I emailed some customers, and then I obviously did some stuff on Instagram to kind of gauge interest and provide details as to what was going on. So yeah, the day was really good. We went up there yesterday, so it was Thursday the 13th of April. Got up there for 11 a.m. I convoyed from Cambridgeshire with 6 other cars. So we all convoyed up. There was 2 Mark IIs. So there was mine, there was a Club Sport Mark II in Ultimate Green. There was James in his wide-bodied Focus ST edition. We had a Mark III RS, 420 brake Mark III RS. And we had a Sierra Cosworth, so Mike's Cosworth that I've done a video on before, and we had my mate's BMW M5, and we all went up there and got there at 11, and the amount of people that were there was like literally amazing. I think we probably had around 30 cars, maybe a little bit more, and all you guys that came, super friendly, like just really nice people, really nice chatting to you all, and the weather was nice, and like the event, it was just really good. Like we pretty much had an exclusive run of the facilities there, so because it was a Thursday there wasn't really many other people turning up. It was just the guys that were coming to the meet, so we filled the car park up with a lot of Focus RS and a few other fast forwards. Did have a Cupra as well turn up, one of my followers on Instagram with a Cupra. But yeah, I absolutely love the day, and I think I really want to do it again, maybe make it a little bit more official, so maybe do some sort of tickets, proper venue hire, something like that. But when I do that, I will make a video and I will promote it on YouTube as well, so all you guys can come along. Anyway, that was it. That was a really good day. Moving forward, so I've just had no desire to do new car reviews anymore. I'm just finding new cars really dull, really boring. Now, feel free to comment here. I'd like to hear your opinion on new cars in the comments box below. Probably around 2018. I personally think cars peaked before like the GPF started, before all these EU regulations and just electrification like came really sort of, next level. See, I think in 2018 cars peaked. I was really excited about cars back then, like cars like the Mark III Focus RS, for example, when I had mine, like just a really exciting car. Yeah, just a really highly anticipated release. And since then, I think it's just gone downhill. Now, particularly with Ford. Now, granted, the Mark VII Fiesta ST, the facelift, is quite a nice little car, and they finally stopped doing a 3-door version. Now it's 5-door, but they did make that car in a 3-door, so there are 3-door Fiesta STs out there which you can kind of still buy. But the pricing of them is just mental. It's like if you go for a full spec Fiesta ST, you're looking at like £30,000. It's absolutely crazy. And the same for the Focus ST, the Mark IV facelift Focus ST, with the track pack and all the options. You're looking at like 40 grand. That is like, I paid 33 for my RS in 2017. 40 grand for a Focus ST. It's absolutely mental. And the price alone is just enough to put me off these cars. I refuse to pay that much for a Ford Fiesta or a Ford Focus that isn't even the flagship RS model, which we're not going to be getting now anyway. So yeah, there's that. I mean, and there's just this massive push now with these crossovers. So the Fiesta's obviously going. The Focus is going to be going in a couple of years. And we're going to be left with pretty much no cars in the Ford range, so no traditional hatchbacks. It's all going to be crossovers, SUVs, fleet vehicles like vans and stuff. You will still have the Mustang, but again, they're really expensive, and do you really want to be sort of running around in a V8 as a daily? Like I personally wouldn't. Quite heavy cars, aren't they? It's not like a little hatchback you can throw around. So yeah, now Ford are obviously, not only have they got this obsession with SUVs, they've also, they're kind of going electric now. So electrification is the future of Ford. And they've recently announced this new Explorer. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but looking at that car, I am just like, what is going on here? Like, what is going on with Ford? And that car is probably going to be 45,000, something like that. It's going to be an expensive car. It's not going to be a cheap car that the masses can afford. Like back in the day when you had the likes of the Fiesta, the Focus, and the Escorts and all that kind of thing going back, where the average Joe could actually buy one of these cars and enjoy it. Ford now, for some reason, are trying to put themselves in this premium bracket where I don't think they belong. I don't think the premium customer is going to buy a Ford when for similar money they can buy something from the VAG group, where you are going to get a better quality product 9 times out of 10, even though the Explorer is effectively an ID.5 because there's now a partnership with Volkswagen. So yeah, I was looking at Ford's future vehicle lineup, and they're all electric. It's just looking really bleak, and I just have no interest in reviewing or looking at any of these vehicles. I mean, I've reviewed the Mach-E and I said, it was a nice car, nice car to daily, but it's definitely not the car that I'm going to want to jump in on a Saturday, Sunday and go for a nice cruise on a back road. Like a Mach-E or any of these electric vehicles, they're just not the type of car. I want a car that's engaging, that sounds nice. You feel like you've got proper control of it, just like my Focus RS. It's a raw drive. You feel connected to it. You've got the 5-cylinder, you've got the pops, the bangs, and just everything about it is theatrical, and it just kind of fills you with joy, and it makes you smile. And EVs just don't do that. They are soulless. I've driven quite a few EVs now, and they're all the same. You put your foot down, yep, they go quick. Constant surge of power, which slowly tails off, no noise, and then after kind of half an hour, you're used to the power, and it just becomes very boring. And they're always quite heavy cars as well, and some of them make me feel quite sick when I'm in them. Like they're just not a nice ride. And yeah, so this is the way things are going, and I don't really like it. I know you probably think I'm stubborn, and I need to move with the times, and I probably will move with the times in terms of daily drive in a car that I'll daily drive. But in the meantime, I'm going to be hanging on to the cars that I've got for as long as I can. Just, new cars in general. There's nothing that comes out in the market that really takes my fancy. And if it does, it's just super expensive, like from the likes of Audi. You look at something like the RS6 or BMW with the M3 Touring. Cars like that, yeah, they look great, but they're just not realistically achievable to most of us. You've got to be in that kind of upper level of lifestyle to be able to buy and run one of those cars. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think the cars for the average Joe, they're going to be probably very small electric vehicles. They're going to be within a price bracket which is still going to be quite difficult to obtain. I don't know how the used car market's going to pan out with EVs. I can't see it being like, so now you can buy like a shitbox that's like 15 years old and run it as like a cheap runaround. Are you going to be able to do that with an EV? The battery's going to need replacing, and they're thousands and thousands of pounds to replace the batteries. Is it going to be kind of like you lease the car, you give it back kind of thing, so you're never really going to own a car? Who knows? I have no idea. Or are we going to be saved by synthetic fuels? This is kind of the thing that we're all holding out for. Is like F1 going to bring this technology in, and is that going to trickle down onto road cars? I really hope it does. I'd love to see synthetic fuels. It'd be lovely to keep internal combustion going on the roads. But I do agree we need to do something with the environment. You know, it's a serious issue, but there's also things around electric vehicles where you have to get the cobalt and stuff, which is all mined, and for the battery production, and the disposing of the batteries and stuff is not very eco-friendly. So yeah, I've not had any motivation at all to review new cars. I'm kind of thinking about what I'm going to do next. Maybe I'm going to kind of delve back into older vehicles. I don't really know, but all I do know is that the convoy yesterday, cracking the windows down, listening to the cars kind of pulling up and accelerating off and hearing the exhaust, it's just amazing. And I can't imagine going to like a meet in all electric cars and just like being like, it'd just be so dull. Anyway, if you've got a lovely car, internal combustion engine car, which makes you smile, keep hold of it for as long as you can, because the future just doesn't look very great in my eyes. Or you could just be a sheep and buy a Tesla Model S or something, which you just see all over the bloody place, don't you? These Teslas are absolutely everywhere now. Yeah, but I'll be keeping my Cupra, or if I do change the Cupra, it'll be for something fun and kind of fast as well, with an engine. And I'll definitely be keeping the Focus RS, because I think if you've got one now, you'd be an absolute fool to let it go. Just look after them, keep them nice and tidy, and use them. Use them when you can. Obviously don't neglect them and trash them, but just use them while you can. Make the most of it, because they're not going to be around forever. And yeah, you just got to make the most of what you've got, haven't you? That's it. It's a quick ramble, really. Yeah, just thought I'd just touch on Ford. But the future with Ford for me, I doubt I'll have another Ford again now. Not a new one anyway. Second hand, yeah, but they just seem to have abandoned the previous customer base now. They don't even making parts for the older cars. It's just not interested in it, are they? Yeah. You've probably all seen the JM video on his take on Ford about he seems to think that they're on a downward spiral and there's probably not much of a future for them. I don't know about that, but yeah, they're certainly going to lose a big chunk of the market, so they're going to have to gain new customers in a slightly more premium marketplace. But whether they can achieve that, who knows? But yeah, I have got content coming in the future, guys. I have at least one video lined up, which is a Revo tuned Mark III RS edition. And it's a nice chap called Sam who's got his own YouTube channel. And we're going to get together with my Mark II and his Mark III. He's going to drive the Mark II. I'm going to drive his Mark III. And we're going to do like a comparison, really, just to see how they square up against each other. But that's it. I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm still enjoying cars, and I will be back with videos. But until then, as always, take care, and I shall see you soon.